Shalom, family. Peace to the tribe. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie Salah, and I just wanted to share a quick thought with you as something that came across my mind last week, but I don't know. It's something in the air, y'all. They're trying to say it's smoke from Canada, but I don't know. Something in the air. It's got people feeling under the weather, including me. Headaches and just not feeling right, but I'm doing better. The girl stays on her vitamins and minerals, and I drink my water. Um, Got to get a detox going on, and then I'll be good as gold. But anyway, Shabbat Shalom. Hope you are having a wonderful Shabbat. All praises to the Most High. Hello. So last week I was on my lunch break. I went out to run some errands, stopped at the market, and I was standing there to check out. It was two elder sisters behind me. I'm talking, and I don't know. I was minding my business, but I did overhear when they were about to separate. One said to the other, um, "Stay in faith," or she didn't say keep the faith. She said something like "Stay in faith" or "Stay strong in faith, sweetheart." And I was just thinking, "Oh, bless her heart." But it made me think about that word faith and how very little I use it these days. It's just not a part of my very extensive vocabulary lately. I mean, when I was growing up, I heard faith used a lot um, because I was raised in a Christian household. And I think that is the difference why I don't really um, say it, hear it, read it too much. Because I'm just not a Christian. I'm not a Hebrew Christian. I'm not a Greek Christian. I stay in Torah Tanakh on the Apocrypha. So that's why. And the reason that I say that I'm going to show you, but first I wanted to look at what is the definition of faith. I know I have my own definition, but what does the dictionary say? And I looked at dictionary.com and, Merriam-Webster and Oxford, they're all pretty much the same. So faith, confidence or trust in a person or thing. Okay, I usually say trust or loyalty or something along those lines. Don't usually say faith, but I get it. Belief that is not based on proof. That's more so what I'm used to the definition. Belief in God or in the doctrines or teachings of religion. That also is what I'm used to. Faith. And I think most people, but maybe not, I think most people, this is what the definition that they usually go by. But to be fair, we'll carry on belief in anything as a code of ethics, standards of merit, etc., a system of religious belief. The obligation of loyalty or fidelity to a person, promise, engagement, the observance of this obligation, fidelity to one's promise, oath, allegiance, Christian theology. Okay. So again, um, as the definition that I'm mostly used to being used, it has to do with belief in doctrines or religious teachings or believing on things that there's no proof of. Okay. And so, as a descendant of Israelites, and also as a follower of what are the example of the Israelites, they didn't need faith, okay, because they had proof. They didn't have religious doctrines. There was no religion. This was a culture. This was who they were. This was a covenant. Um, but again, it was knowledge that was based on evidence, on proof. Um, and so, when you look at like how many times does faith appear in the Hebrew scriptures, or what they call the Old Testament? And I'm sure that it varies based on translation, but let's just go with the King James. Faith appears supposedly around only twice in the Hebrew scriptures. And the new thing is 245 times. So again, it's because there were no religious doctrines in the Hebrew. There wasn't a religion. It wasn't, they didn't have to believe in things that they didn't see because they saw it. Let me show you. Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. It says, I, the Most High, who I am your power, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. So if you know the Exodus story, then you know that they saw the works. The Most High put that work on Egypt. And the Israelites saw it up close and in person. They saw it. They had proof. And then if we go farther down to verse um, 15, now this is taking place after they came up out of Egypt. They were at Mount Sinai, and this is when they are going into a covenant with the Most High. He has chose his people, and he and the Israelites are entering into a covenant. Um, And so, 20 verse 15, all the people witnessed the thunder and lightning, the blare of the horn, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they fell back and stood at a distance. You speak to us, they said to Moshe, and we will obey. But let not our power speak to us, lest we die. Moshe answered the people, be not afraid, for our power has come only in order to test you, and in order that the fear of him may be ever with you, so that you do not go astray. So the people remained at a distance while Moshe approached the thick cloud where Israel's power was. And the Most High said to Moshe, thus shall you say to the Israelites, you yourselves saw that I spoke to you from the very heavens. All right, so they saw his works, and he spoke to them. They heard his voice. And they heard his voice. Either it was thus said the Most High coming from the Most High, or it was thus said the Most High coming through someone else. But it was his words. They didn't need faith. They had evidence. They had thus said the Most High. Here, if you see this word, it says God. We don't use that word, but we understand that more than likely it's speaking about the power of Israel. When you're in the Hebrew scriptures, it's speaking about the power of Israel, and it says over 3,000 times um, that it's mentioned. Or we go with Lord. We don't use that word, but we understand that this is a representative of the words of the Most High. Usually, excuse me, not always, but usually. And it says 7,234 times. So somewhere around that many times it appears in the Hebrew scriptures, because that's where our power's voice is. All right. So we too hear his voice. If you're reading if you're in Torah, if you're meditating on Torah like you are told, all up through the Hebrew scriptures, it's the Most High's voice. All right. Now this new thing, no, I mean this is Christ is not in the Hebrew, but he's found in the New Testament. That's that. And then Jesus, he's not found in the that's not found in the Old Testament. He's over here. So that's a Christian thing. All right. And that's all there is to it. Um, so we don't really find words like faith. We have words like wisdom. Wisdom, see that 181 times. We have that. I mean, here, I'm going to take you to Proverbs. I think this is a good compilation of the words, the principles, the standards, um, the values of what Israel digs on when we were reading Torah to not. It's not faith. It's words like this. I'll just start at the beginning. This is the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for learning wisdom and discipline, for understanding words of discernment, for acquiring the discipline for success, righteousness, justice, and equity, for endowing the simple with shrewdness, the young with knowledge and foresight. The wise man, hearing them, will gain more wisdom. The discerning man will learn to be adroit. All right. So this is what we dig on. Equity. This whole foolish system we live in, this world we living in now, they try to talk a lot about equality, how we should have equality, where we should all be equal, whatever. No, we talk about Jacob, we talk about equity. What's the difference between equity and equality? Equality means each individual or group of people is given the same resources or opportunities. Okay, that sounds good. I mean, they don't do that. So they say they trying to achieve equality. They're far from it. But all right, everybody's given the same resources and chances. Okay. Equity, however, recognizes that each person has different circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. You understand the difference? Um, One it causes a person to flourish based on their own abilities, their own circumstances. They're given what they individually need to be the best that they can be, and therefore providing the best outcome as a people, because everybody is at their best. They've been given what they needed to be their best. Do you see the difference? We are so much deeper. We are so much deeper. I mean, uh, back here in Exodus, the Most High said that um, he wanted the fear of him to be present so that the Israelites do not go astray. And if you know the scriptures, then you know that the scriptures say the beginning of knowledge. I mean, fear is the beginning of knowledge. Okay? And that is what we seek. We seek knowledge, foresight, discipline. All right? What about this word, adroit? I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to add that to my vocabulary. Let's bring it back. It means clever or skillful in using the hands or mind. All right, that's Jacob. That's what we find in the Hebrew scriptures. Not words like faith. Okay, that's a nice word. Y'all can have it, Christians, but we don't need it. We have the evidence. We heard, thus saith the Most High. We read it. We meditate on it. We see His works. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all see all these weather events. You see the plagues, the pestilence. You see the knowledge increasing. All these things are the works of the Most High. All right? And so we move in that spirit. We're being equitable. We're about justice. We're about truth. We will tell you to your face. If you slap us, we're going to slap you back. And this ain't no black or white thing. This is everybody versus Israel thing. Psalms 83:18. Y'all know it. All right? And all I'm saying is that we are keeping Torah, because that is where the beginning of power lies. Our power is through keeping Torah, and it comes from our Creator, Allahuah. Okay? You ain't doing nothing if you ain't keeping Torah. And that's why we continue to say, keep the code, stay in truth, speak the truth, tell the truth, move in truth, do all of that. Give them that work, y'all. And that's what we are going to continue to do. All right? So I won't say keep the faith. I'm going to continue to say keep Torah. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat. That is Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.